Hi there. Before you hear this story, I want to ask you for something small, but truly important. Please, subscribe to the channel. It gives me the strength to keep going, to tell the stories that not everyone is ready to hear, but that need to be heard. Every subscription is like a quiet whisper of support. I'm here. Keep going. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. And now, listen. I always thought I knew what love was. What it meant to feel with your heart, to trust someone. I was an only child, daddy's princess, mommy's sunshine. We lived in a big house near Moscow. We had everything we needed. I studied and dreamed of traveling. And one day, my dream came true. I was 20 when I first flew to Dubai. Hot air, glittering skyscrapers, the smell of expensive perfume and cardamom coffee. I felt like I was in paradise. "Are you Russian?" he asked. He was standing at the counter of the same hotel I was staying in. Tall, dressed in a white dishdasha, with kind eyes. His name was said. We spent a few days like in a fairy tale. He was polite, generous, called me Nur Alaini, light of my eyes. When I returned home, my heart stayed with him. A month later, he came to Russia. Proposed. My parents were shocked. "That's a different world," they said. "You don't know what you're getting into." But I was in love. Madly. We got married. I moved. At first, everything was like a dream: the sea, expensive dresses, restaurants, gifts. I lived like a princess from an oriental fairy tale. But then, the shadows began. My mother-in-law looked at me like an enemy. I tried to be polite, learned the language, covered myself, stayed silent. But nothing pleased her. "Why doesn't she obey?" she said to said. "She's not one of us." He started to change. Became cold. Harsh. When I got pregnant, he hit me for the first time. "You make me angry," he shouted. "You don't understand how things are done here." I cried at night but believed everything would get better once the baby was born. But when I gave birth to our son, he married again. His mother said our son needed a real mother, from their country. A woman in hijab. Silent. But behind the scenes, she fueled the fire. I became a stranger in my own home. Said hit me. Locked me up. Took my phone. "You're my wife. You must obey," he said. And I looked at my son and whispered, "I will escape. For you." One night I heard the lock click. It was Fatima, the silent maid. "Run. You have 1 hour." I saw nothing. I threw on my abaya, took my son, the documents, and stepped into the darkness. We ran through the night. My son clung to me, breathing fast, sensing my fear. Fatima led us through the backyard. Her brother was waiting. He drove us out of town, to an oasis. "You're on your own now. If they find out I helped, you're not the only one who's dead." I had no map, no phone. Just my child, the heat, the sand, and hope. I walked. Hid during the day, walked at night. Sometimes people gave me rides, sometimes, they just stared. I ran as if death itself chased me. Every step hurt. Stones cut my feet. My son whimpered softly. I kissed him and whispered, "Hold on, baby. Just a little longer." In an old hut I saw 2 black jeeps. Said's guards. He was searching for me. Sent out photos, used as connections. "If you see a woman with a child, report her immediately." I changed clothes. Dyed my hair. Wore lenses. But my heart beat with panic. Into book, they nearly caught me. I stepped out of a pharmacy, 2 men looked at their phone, then at me. I ran. Tripped, fell, but never let go of my son. Got up, and ran again. At night I reached a bus. "Where to?" the driver asked. "North." "Anywhere." "Just away." At the border, a soldier with a rifle asked, Where are you going? To relatives, I lied. He stared for a long time, then looked away. It's dangerous here. Leave before sunset. In a fishing village, an old man with kind eyes said, this is dangerous. But I have a daughter. I'll help you. The boat creaked, the water was shallow. My son moaned softly. I tore my shirt, soaked it, pressed it to his lips. But we were spotted. Coast Guard. Sirens. A shot. The fisherman shouted, hide. If they catch you, they'll take him. I jumped into the water. My son was tied to me with a scarf. I swam. Waves knocked me down, salt burned my eyes. But I knew, if I didn't reach the shore, everything would be in vain. A woman stood on the shore. She helped pull my son out. This is no longer their territory. You're safe. I cried. Just sat on the wet sand and cried. Shivering. But alive. Almost free. We stayed with her for 2 days. They fed us. Clothed us. Gave us money. Then, more roads. Cars. Transfers. Endless miles. And suddenly, snow. White. Real. My son touched it, and laughed. I whispered, we're close. Almost home. At the Kazakh border, they stopped me. The guard held my passport. Natalie? You're wanted. Your husband claims you kidnapped the child. I showed bruises. Documents. Photos from the hospital. He was silent for a long time. Then whispered, I didn't see you. Go. Quickly. I walked through the snow. We ate bread. Drank melted snow. I couldn't feel my feet. But inside, hope burned. 2 weeks later, I was at the Russian embassy in Astana. We'll file a request. We need to verify your identity. Just tell my parents that I'm alive. When I returned to Russia, it felt like a dream. Fam. Familiar streets, cold air, the smell of fresh bread from the bakery, everything was familiar. And yet, like the first time. At the airport, a security officer met me. Your parents are here. They didn't believe it until they saw the documents. I saw my mother first. She stood there, holding her breath. Then ran to me. Natasha, oh God, Natasha, my father was silent. Then he stepped forward and hugged us both. You're home. It's over now. Just don't disappear again, you hear me? We drove in silence. I looked out the window. Trees. Snow. My son slept in my arms. He was safe. A month later, Said came to Moscow. With lawyers, papers, threats. He's my son. Under Sharia, he belongs to me. I didn't flinch. This is Russia. Here, he's mine. And I'll protect him. For 6 months he tried. Court. The consulate. Pressure. But he lost. Because truth was on my side. And my country. And my family. Now I'm 27. I went back to university, to study psychology. I want to help women like me. I work in a women's support center. My son is a bright boy. He runs around the yard, throws snowballs, eats grandma's pastries. He knows, his mom is strong. He knows, love is not fear. He knows, goodness exists. And me? I'm no longer in a golden cage. I'm a free bird. And if you hear my voice, know this, don't be afraid to run. Don't be afraid to live, because behind fear, there is always freedom.